I need to see what we're getting for plays from Jack's side. We got the protagonist and we got the goat. You know it's gonna be a good match when you have the protagonist facing off against the goat. But looking at Jack's opening deck
Oh,
hand,
a Dread Rigger star. Ljovynn must have had a bad start.
that's not a bad card. That's not a bad start.
It's
That's
not-
a mid start.
It's not terrible at the very least, but
Because
it's
remember,
probably not the big card that we're hoping to play, but we can still work around it.
yeah. Remember the game where we saw, where I think it was Ljovynn had like 3 different 10s. And that's what's going on here too, like having a hand of mid cards is better than having 1 or 2 big cards. Like I'd rather 3 10 to 13s or like 9 to 13s than 2 big ones and like 2 small or 2 big ones and the 2 garbage. Because
Yeah.
you with the 2 garbage, you're as soon as you played your 2 cards, you're relying on top decking. You have 2 turns to rely on till you're on top decking. Where if you've got 3 like decent cards, you've got at least 3 turns before that happens, which a whole nother turn is going to like change the story a lot. And if you get a big card during that, you get a top deck it and you play it immediately.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, we've only seen what people would consider, like, mid-sized cards, and yet Ljovynn is only 2 points disadvantage. Jack kinda has a lot of area covered. Like, Jack's base is safe. But that doesn't mean Ljovynn is in danger. That Dynamo was really well placed, though, on Jack's part, as that means that Jack has a corner that is... His Gnarly Eddie is free to place whatever he wants, and he's just got it in his hand.
Yeah.
That is such a comforting thing. Especially since, like, I don't see a good spot for Ljovynn to, like, pressure to invade that spot. So, like, Jack is free to play other things and pressure and try to take up other base until he absolutely has to play Gnarly Eddie, and then he gets 15 points into special. Like, backed into a corner, Gnarly Eddie is, like, one of the best things you could... If I had to be backed into a corner with something, Gnarly Eddie would be on, like, on the top of that list. Ooh. We need by 1 point on that clash. I think, yeah, now we're at the point where Eddie kind of needs to go down. Running out of our bigger cards. Actually got a really good game this time from Jack. Only the captain was not drawn, and honestly, I think that's for the best, because by like after like 3 or 4 turns, the captain just wasn't relevant anyways.
Yeah.
Like, Jack has a really good game on him right now. And even then, it's even then, when I'm saying that this was a really good game, look at Ljovynn's position. 2 more special than Jack. Points are tied.
Yeah.
off of what was considered, and I know a lot of people would all agree with you, and I honestly agree with you too. But off of the start of mid cards, a good hand of medium cards will carry you, especially in a stage like this. You need the bigger cards for stuff like X marks the garden. You need the bigger ones for like River Drift, where like the first 2 plays are super crucial, and you need that reach. Actually, not even River Drift. Like, if not like a big card, Charger. But in a stage like this, you have time and room to breathe and said, oh dear.
Ooh.
You just gave Jack an extra special. And now the captain is relevant, just as it gets drawn. Which is really scary. Wait, can it not be played? It can't be played. I take it back. Captain was irrelevant this entire time. I mean, unless this Splat Charger allows for a spot where it can be played.
I think I do see somewhere where this... Oh, half of that just gets deleted by the Pierce.
It wouldn't be a good play though, I'm pretty sure, because he needs to do 2 3/12s, which is 24 points instead of 16 points and a pass.
Yeah.
And considering that 17-point difference, he needs everything he can get. As Ljovynn is either going to play like a very small thing right now. Like, I don't see Ljovynn having a phenomenal like play to set up into the 3/12 for the final turn. He's either going to like do something moderately impactful, or he's gonna be dead on the final can.
3/12 early.
He's banking that Jack can't do anything on this turn.
That might be a bit greedy.
It's a risk, but it's a risk he's willing to take. Will it be enough? Will the Splattershot Jr. save Ljovynn? No!
The Junior does not save him. Jack takes away game 1. That's why you don't use your 3/12 early, folks. If you haven't got anything else to play, that was definitely karma striking back against Ljovynn.
And now we must girder ourselves for battle as we head to the next stage. And now I'm never allowed to commentate again. I feel like this is too defensive. I kind of like it, but like it's not gonna do anything. But I mean, we do have the Splat Charger to like weasel around if Ljovynn doesn't make a perfect block. So I can kind of respect that defensive option if he goes for it. Because that spot would have still been there. Where now Jack can't really block that area. And that upper area of Ljovynn's is still for contention for Jack. That spot technically means that Jack can break through. No, he can't. Oh. The specifically choosing to put the special right there too. Tries to section it off, but Jack manages to break through. An excellent call with the tri-strainer. Even, like, overwrites a lot of that card.
Yeah, it does.
This is a vicious game between these two. As only, like, both have, like, oh my lord!
Oh, that's a great...
Oh gods, that was an incredible zinc. That's not going to be nearly as impactful as that Zinc play was, but I like that. I like this reflux. But I kind of want to see him.
Good. I'll get him 2 special points at least.
I want to see him contend that top area though, like Ljovynn's other half, because I can imagine Ljovynn's going to go there next, and even that 14 while it wouldn't be as so much. Oh no, he's popping the special to try to pierce.
Ooh. It still does have a little bit of ink there, but that is probably going to be blocked.
I don't... Jack got what he wanted. I don't think this is as important which side he puts it on. It's just like he wants to put it somewhere where he can confidently get that Splatana in so that he can get 2 more special.
Yeah. Well, that's a good pierce. That just broke his Splatana combo.
Yeah. We do have another Splatana combo up at top, which is where Jack's looking at right now, and he needs to make sure he's aware of that. Does correctly set up. Oh, but Ljovynn blocking that one too. Just as the wiper comes.
Oh, but he still has 1 more spot.
He's got
just the 1 more spot, but it's not as effective.
He's got 2 decent Tentatek spots as well that he can drop.
Yeah.
And that is going to be what he has to do.
Yeah, he really has no other choice at this point.
Seeing what his other cards can do in these circumstances, they're not going to be too great. I mean, that's actually not bad. Actually, I take that back. That's a really good play. You play that. You play the Tentatek. You've got enough to drop your 312 on the final turn in the heart of Ljovynn's base. That's a good play. I can respect this too, just going for the Tentatek now. And maybe he has a better option next turn.
Jack does have a lot more special than Ljovynn here.
But I think, yeah.
Hopefully Ljovynn doesn't make the same mistake twice of 312ing too early.
No,
oh.
I feel like he's got a better play cooking. Jack's trying to find a really good spot to drop this. I feel like that roller is, like, I know he wants the 2 points. That roller is just so good. It just sets him up for success. Ooh, that Moz. But now Jack, I don't think Jack can bring things back. He's, even with how phenomenal, like, that's so close to perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna look at some other options, but I think it's pretty clean and cut. That's like the only spot he can drop it. And there's plenty of good places for an Inkjet to come in. So Ljovynn will balance out the score.
Only a 3-point difference.
Even if that was a true I'm pretty sure Ljovynn calculated that, where it was like, even if Jack was 2 off from a perfect. So he was a 1-point difference where he would not be able to turn things around.
Mm-hmm. Double Gemini. Got both heavies on 10-1. It could certainly be interesting.
Captain as the first move, and then one of the Splatlings as the other move is definitely really good.
Yeah.
just wish I could see the other hand.
Was taking Ljovynn so long to choose a card on the first turn?
There's a lot of planning that can go on here. And that probably is why also we got a paintbrush, which shows the pain he's going through at this moment. Also, don't forget, make sure you're thinking of asking questions because we're going to be interviewing these two after this. So, make sure you're planning out on what you want to ask Jack and Ljovynn. God, most of my questions are like Zeb and Pinon.
I don't think we will even be.
Ooh, that's greedy! You know what?
Ooh.
Considering the hype Manta Storm that was coming on, I fully respect that, and that's probably one of his better plays.
That is definitely a greedy play, but he does get away with it pretty much.
Yeah. Like, there wasn't much he could do to stop Ljovynn's play.
Yeah. So just going for your own aggressive play is like the best thing to do when you know that you can't stop someone else's aggressive play.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like that slightly higher up because it more reliably sections off that area.
Ooh.
And gives that little bit more room at the bottom, but that's definitely a situation where I'm splitting hairs. Like, this also works as well. We'll just have to see how that ultimately pans out further into the bracket. I trust that Jack has thought out more what he wants more than me. Oh!
Ooh.
Yeah, we need to run with that moment. Just fill up this base. Make sure that any combo Ljovynn might be thinking about is Dodonzo.
Yeah, you need to absolutely destroy any chance of Ljovynn making base combos in that corner.
Or you would want to use Shelly and Donnie to cut off the other section that Ljovynn has access to. Because that would be a really good defensive play.
Ooh, that's Squid Force. In my opinion, that didn't really do a whole lot.
It was just for the special. That was just for the special.
Yeah, that was just for the special, but it didn't really control any of the damage.
No. But there wasn't much to... Again, that's another situation where I don't think there was much that could have been done.
Yeah. That's fair. Got a few Octocopter spots lined up.
There's a couple to consider. I don't think any of them are too great. I kind of wouldn't want to go for any of them. That does set up for the Tech or the Sprinkler.
Yeah, it does. It does set up both of them at the very least.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing he feels kind of safe about his base to avoid the Forge, but Ljovynn had something to play there.
Yeah.
If it's there, but he's not getting the special that he was going to get otherwise. It's a little too late for the Squid Force. We do get the Sprinkler to come in. And now there's the awkward little spot. I think he's hoping for the Quahog there. It looks like the Quahog should fit.
I think it would, yeah. Although it is... no, it gets blocked off anyway.
3 turns left. We're choosing to pass. Or are we going to go for the special and try to chain up some meter? I feel like it might be a little too early. It might be better to pass now
Yeah.
and then see what the arena looks like in a turn. He was really hoping for that cool hawk, you know for it.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, playing either zip line or the splatter screen, there's a good chance that Ljovynn has both of those as well, and he's just waiting for his chance to play it. So it's entirely possible that the winning point will be determined by what happens here. Who gets more points now, because if they don't play out the same card at the same time, they'll just overrate each other. And you need 2 special off of this. Is there a spot?
Needs to look for a really good special spot.
There's no... I don't see a spot where he can get... Like, Squid Force needs 3. Like, that's still 1 short. I think he's lost this one.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh! Ljovynn gave him a special! But, yeah, no, there's a 14-point difference.
That's not enough.
Never mind.
That was the biggest never mind moment in history, to be honest. That was just like, oh, he still has a special. Oh wait, no. He's got like, he's 14 points behind.
Yeah.
He's not gonna win.
Where do we go? We go back to the lake.
Lakefront property. I kind of wish the map actually had decorations that lived up to its name, like instead of like that hole in Lakefront was actually water or something.
Just the it's set up so well and it looks so great, but yeah, these boards feel like they're just missing that little bit of love.
Yeah.
Jack is not happy about gooing. He's not happy about having to bring out the goo tuber so early. But I could actually see, is there a marigold that you can set up right there? No, not really. It feels like I want there to be, but I don't think it actually fits. So he's gonna drop the marigold off into the side. Oh, that's scary. But I think he successfully defended, so now it's... I kind of... just as a rush, I would just throw the Ultra Stamp out. Yeah, let's go!
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh.
You know, I would respect the dualies as well, but I like that.
Oh, that hardly even does anything.
That
screen is just...
It's less about the stamp not doing much as it allowing him to kind of keep going.
Yeah, I guess so.
That wasn't about
that does actually open up that Tetris bar, actually.
Yeah.
Getting him a special point and allowing and giving him a way into his base. Both play the exact same card. You always love to see that.
Really wants to put her there, but there's just no space.
Yeah, he really wants to.
I think
really wants to play off that already, but it's just not happening. It gets blocked off anyway.
which leaves just one more spot for contention.
Yeah.
Thinking about
I
what
do
combos
think-
he's got, thinking about what cards Ljovynn might want to be playing there to try to trump them.
I do think that's like just one of the most devastating things in perfect clash. Let's go. Well, not perfect, but an almost perfect clash. But I do think that's one of the most devastating things in tabletop sometimes, when you have like an almost perfect way into the enemy's base, and then for one reason or another you can't play off the gap that you just created, and the enemy immediately ends up defending that whole is kind of devastating sometimes. You can literally make or break games.
Yeah.
Because even if you have the opportunity to break into the base, you might have to think about it just a little bit first. It looks like he's opting to go for the special to break into that little area there, but he really doesn't have much that could fit into that area there anyway. So,
But
like, aside from maybe like charger, but placing a charger there could actually give him a good spot to use his 312 later at the very least. But oh wait, he doesn't have 312. He used his stamp earlier.
the other thing too is, I mean, the Gootuber was there, so that would have been a really bad play. But the idea is, if Ljovynn didn't play something on that turn, that takes up a lot of space that Ljovynn would really be wanting to utilize.
Yeah. I at least see the idea behind it.
Yeah.
We're on 10-4 here, and both our players are relatively evenly matched. Although Ljovynn has more special, just
He's kind of got more of
Basically.
both.
prove me wrong.
He's got 6 more points. He's got 1 more special. Like, the ball is in his
Yeah.
court, and Jack really has to pull something out to turn the tides in his favor. I know he wants the points, but I think that going for the 2 specials there is like the play to go for at this point.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a very hype Mantis Storm, though, if I do say so.
Might end up
Yeah, it took too long.
took too long.
We do get a... Ooh. We can play a Gnarly Eddie instead, though, because of that. And that gives him enough... Does that give him...
Yeah, that is a really good
No, it wouldn't.
gnarly Eddie spot.
No, it's not. It only gives him 1 special. That timeout is gonna cost him. He decided to look for something a little greedier, and while I like that hype Mantis Storm, yeah, it really feels like him with taking too long. Thinking about this again, you've got 10 seconds, Jack. This is not the time to be thinking
Come
about this.
on.
You should have thought about this before.
Come on!
You're gonna pass again.
Come on! Place it already! Don't lose it!
Where did he pass? Yeah,
He passed. Yeah, no.
he took too long thinking. He timed himself
I'm
out
gonna have-
twice.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that one. That's just really is just the third enemy, the second enemy in the game of the timer. Like I said earlier, the timer is just one of the most deadly hidden opponents in this game. Almost more deadly than RNG sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like Ljovynn did ultimately have that one regardless.
Yeah, he was definitely in the lead, but even then, it's still crazy how he just panicked and didn't end up playing anything.
Yeah, no, those kind of plays hurt so badly, where you're kind of just showing as a player that you are so stumped on what to do that you kind of run out of options and you're just kind of fumbling around. Like that's one of the challenges of Tableturf is you just get to a point where you're like, what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah.
And I know Jack would feel otherwise, but I feel like he ultimately did not have that terrible of a hand.
Yeah, he definitely didn't. I mean, it wasn't gonna win him the game, probably, but he still could have worked with it.
No, I mean, like, ultimately in that final game, like, his starting hand, how things played out, like, things weren't great, but it feels like that was a situation where he could have made better calls and just could not get them to work. I know it is true that for Tableturf players, like, the hands are brutal. They will kill you. But I also know, coming from a very privileged place where I am not playing the game, I don't know what I'm talking about. Call me out and dunk on me if you want. But I am, from my perspective, especially when I see games like Ljovynn winning with like 2 to 3 medium cards and then carrying through from there, there is an over-reliance on getting the really good hands opening up and then running through from there instead of trying to balance out your deck a bit and make it a little more like forgiving and then working from there.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to put all your chips on the table. And and be like, go big or go home. But yeah, we're gonna head into our bracket reset now. No more excuses, no more forgiveness. You got one shot to make it to win this tournament, and this is gonna be it. I mean, there'll be more tournaments, and there'll be more hands like Ljovynn has here. Like he's got Tetramino blocks.
Yeah, he's basically just got Tetris pieces and the Booyah Bomb with the 1 extra space.
Oh!
And it does pierce the Marina pretty well, though.
But yeah, we're just gonna use it to break through. Ain't worth trying to defend here. Might as well just go murder
Yeah.
mode. Actually, you know what? It would have been really funny? To just be like, well, he's probably going to place his here. I'm going to just hard counter it. And then he can't push at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we're starting to get a couple more cards that can actually be worked with. That's still a little awkward, but... You know, we find our songs and dances.
Yeah.
He's got a burst bomb in this deck, too. This deck is light loaded. Look at, it's just lines. We're actually playing Tetris with this deck.
Definitely a weird deck.
Is this
Not
the
very
wall?
often we see best bomb in one of the in people's decks. Never mind the top players' deck.
Yeah. That's a good question. Is this the wall deck? Is this meant to wall people out? And I mean, even if it is meant to be, I think the answer is very clearly no, because he is getting walled out right now by Jack.
Yeah.
He might be the protagonist, but that doesn't save him from the punishment of a good old BM attempt. All his cards are coming in. He's forced to play this Ultra Stamp in neutral.
Yeah.
Granted, there is some merit in a situation like this, where if Jack can't get a special block near that Ultra Stamp where it is, it doesn't matter that you threw it out in neutral, because he's not going to be able to completely overwrite it. I'm upset. I haven't even gotten to play the Order DLC. I literally can't afford to get it. I want to play it so badly. I would have so much fun. I would 100% it in like a week. But I don't have the money.
Yeah.
Somebody pay me like 30 bucks so I
That's
can
a
buy
nice
it.
Kozuna spot. Kozuna fits really nicely there. Only actually gets in one special though, unfortunately.
Somehow, this
Really
game is wild.
Not like that.
But
Still only gets in one special point.
oh, wait. I was gonna be like, but if he gets the small fry, that'll get him 3 special. No, it'll still only get him like 2 more. Like the small fry barely even works in this situation.
That's just crazy. I mean, it still does give him like a really big point lead for this.
Yeah, he needed that
this
catch up.
point. Yeah. He needed that catch up.
We do get the small fry, which means that he is going to have 5 special for the final move, which means he gets to play a 5/13.
Ooh.
But in this situation, I don't think a 5/13 is gonna do the job. Even the 5/13est of all time would not be enough to be able to get there. 30,000 for side order? See, this is why I can't afford it. Why is it $30,000 to play side order? Fauna, why is it $30,000 to play side order?
I don't know. I'm not the one that makes the prices.
capitalism, I tells ya. Jack wins game 1.
I should probably get the stream up just so I can look at the chat.
Let's see, where are we going next? That was a... Jack's comment just, don't want me, sad face. That's a mood.
Yeah.
Really tried to BM him with the wall, and he got dominated as a result.
Mm-hmm.
Good openings from both players. That means we have an actual match of X marks the garden here.
Yep. Be interesting to see where this plays out.
I kind of feel like he needs to go for that side that he's looking at right now with the steel eel, because the other side just would not actually do the job. And we've got the mothership and the control tower. Both of them have very similar, like, appearances.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out which one to fit there. I think the answer is neither. Like, he's got to put something there, which is what he's trying to do. But it's like, I don't know. I just don't like how either of them, you can't really do much with them. So it's ultimately, I guess, just trying to, like, stop whatever Jack might be going for.
Ooh.
Mothership was definitely the right call, as he would have gotten overwritten otherwise. Ooh, that is a snug power clam.
Yeah. Just barely fits it.
Definitely want to go for the gold dynamo. Gets you 13 more points, gets you a special, and sets up for the little Judd to have a really good spot to do a bit more work. But looking at how this game is going, I feel like this is Jack's to win. There's a lot of room for things to change. Is he good? Ljovynn has to place the little Judd now. If he doesn't, he risks losing out on that spot.
It's not opting to play his own little Judd.
Ooh, he's lucky!
Ooh. Ooh, yeah, he definitely got lucky there. Jack didn't immediately place his.
I would imagine Jack didn't have a little Judd in that situation.
Yeah.
But if he goes for that, Jack gets his special refunded. So ultimately, that play was... It didn't feel like it does much, but it ultimately does work well for Jack. And if he places little Judd there, then it's ultimately, like, it just works for him. Doesn't get it, but he does get his special refunded.
Yeah.
And that ultimately was a pretty cheap play that he got to get away with. Trizuka could be really scary, a really good option, but does he want to play it so early?
Yeah. But aside from maybe like an S-Blast spot, there's really nowhere else you can play right now.
Mm-hmm. And he's forced to play the S-Blast.
Does get him too special though.
And while we are talking detrimentally, he is 14 points in the lead. Jack could play a little Judd here, and he would still be at 6 points behind Ljovynn. But he does still have 2 special in his pocket, and that's a really good auto step. There's like 2 different spots you could consider. Keeps him just ever so slightly in the lead. Jack might have 2 big plays that he can make. He's making one right now. If it gets him a special, it does. Sets him in the lead. Ljovynn is playing a 5-13 here. There's like some decent options. I wonder if the heavy, the Hydra, that's the word. I feel like the Hydra kind of just fits a little bit better in this map right now. Jack's already made his call. Again, this has to be a Hydra of all time or a Dynamo of all time to be able to take this Kraken Royale.
But even then, Jack was 9 points in the lead, which gives him plenty of room to win there.
Yeah. Even that slight... He did lose points there again, but that's why we get those leads. That's why we have the hefty 2-3 or double 3-12 play at the end. And this might be it. If Jack can close things out, he might be the victor.
Yep.
Ljovynn having a massive hill to climb to get back. Like, he got knocked in, like, pretty early into the...
Wait. What?
Jack wins!
Just gave up, giving him the win.
Look at that. Look at the map. Tell me he had something to do there. Yeah, that was a Dynamo versus an Incline.
Yeah, the Tri-Striga just did not protect his base at all. Jack was inevitably going to get to his base eventually.
In a very anticlimactic but still exciting fashion, Jack is our victor. He wins the Tableturf tournament. Congratulations to him. He's our big win.